and welcome to Sick Girl, the podcast. I am your host, Ashley Singleton. And Sick Girlies and guys, today I want to talk about the things that I wish I knew when I first became chronically ill. When I first got diagnosed with these different conditions, it felt like I was being bombarded by so many different things. It was like, you have POTS, you have CRPS, and I felt really confused and really lost. So the first thing I wish I had known when I first became chronically ill is that it is okay, sad, to take time to grieve. When I first became chronically ill, I really felt like, okay, I have to hold this together because I'm already burdening people enough with the illnesses. I can't be sad and mopey on top of that. I remember the first couple months of just really being sick. I would just sit in the shower, not a good idea for POTS people, but didn't know at the time. I would just sit in the shower and cry and listen to Taylor Swift and just sit in there and sob because I wanted to be alone. I didn't want people to know I was crying. I just needed to feel. And so that's what I would do, and it really helped. And then I started therapy, and that really significantly helped me. Really trying to find acceptance in, this is my life today. This is what it is now, Ashley. For the foreseeable future, this is what it is. So how can I make this new normal enjoyable and fun? And also, though, leaving space for times when it feels really heavy. Another thing that I wish I knew when I first became chronically ill is you don't have to prove to anybody that you are sick enough. I feel like to this day, I still have this problem. It's kind of a constant work in progress for me. But I think a lot of times people who have invisible illnesses, they don't get believed as much as someone who has a visible illness or a visible problem. And so, for instance, I have a handicap parking pass because for me, with my POTS, when I walk long distances in the cold or the heat, I get really dizzy. It makes me feel like I'm going to pass out. It's really difficult for me because in the heat with POTS, it's just the dizziness, the fatigue, the passing out, the whole, all of it is really difficult. So I have a handicap parking pass for that. I also have a condition called urticaria, which means when I get really cold, my entire body breaks out in hives, and occasionally it can be anaphylactic. So walking long distances, again, really hard, no matter the weather. My body hates me. I have had people leave notes on my car that are don't handicap people who are, don't take the handicap parking if you're fine. I've had people say to me, you don't look disabled. And it really bothers me and it really gets to me. It's just frustrating because it's what do you want me to do? Do you want me to drag my feet and shake and foam at the mouth when I walk out of my car? What? I don't know what people want, and I don't know why people feel like they need to make comments, but it's something I've tried to learn, and I'm learning that you do not need to prove you are sick enough for anybody. The thing that I wish someone had told me is that not every doctor, a lot of doctors are not going to help you or be helpful or understand what you have. Specifically with dysautonomia, which is all I can really speak to because that's what I have. An unfortunate truth about having chronic illness is that you will lose some of your friends. It just happens. There are just some people who maybe at the point that they are at in life, they can't handle anything else. They can't take on or deal with your illness too. And that's okay. So I get it because I've lost friends to this, and I think to myself, well, if I was in their shoes, I would try to be more understanding. But I also understand that it's really difficult. It's difficult to understand well, why do you have to cancel plans last minute? I'm tired too. Honestly, my best advice is let them go. You will find people who understand you. You will find people who really care and take the time to understand. I don't know. I really believe that there are people in our lives that are meant to be there for that specific time. And maybe after that, they're meant to go because you're changing and you're moving on and your life is going in a new direction. And routine is everything. Routine is everything, especially with POTS. So I can only speak to my POTS. I only ever speak about my experience, what I go through, how I deal. My routine looks like this. I go to bed at the same time every night. I wake up at the same time every morning. I have 1 cup of coffee, so I only have a little bit of caffeine. I do a 30-minute exercise every day, whether it's the bike or I just graduated to walking, which I'm very excited about. So walking, and then I do some leg exercises because with POTS, it's important to keep your legs and your core really strong. I take all my salt pills, which I take 7 to 8 grams of salt a day. So it's a lot of salt pills. I do my electrolytes. I keep my water. And the one thing I'm really bad at is pacing. If I miss that routine for more than 2 days, I'm in a flare. I'm on the couch for a couple days to recover. The last thing that I really wish I knew when I first became chronically ill, it's one of the biggest things that I still want to work on every day. Rest is not being lazy. Taking the time to rest does not mean you're lazy. It doesn't mean you're falling behind. It doesn't mean you're not as strong or as good or as anything as anybody else. And the doctors are like, you have to pace. You have to pace yourself or else you will be really sick. And that for me looks like a 20-minute nap every day or a 20-minute meditation. And every day it's time to do it. And I dread it. And I sit there and I really try to say to myself, this is what helps you survive. This is what will get you through the day. This is what will sustain you. If I have a stand-up show one night, that the day leading up to the show, I'm not doing a lot of activity. I'm probably home. I'm doing something maybe mindless, because I need to save that energy for when it matters. Myself, I really struggle. I think, if I take a 20-minute nap, like everybody's ahead of me. I'm here on the couch and everybody is ahead of me. Like, people become successful so young now on the internet, and you see them and you're like, I'm 27. I'm still here. I'm still doing this. Like, it's hard. It's not easy, but it is essential. So saying this to myself right now, I'm saying it to you. Rest does not mean you're lazy. So these are the things I wish I had known when I first became chronically ill. If you have any other ones, like, please comment, please tell me, because I love sharing tips. I think it's always good to have more information. And thank you so much for listening.